there is a ship that creeps along the turbid waters of destitution and despair. When once these seas beheld the life so sweet, they now ensnare the souls they grieve. Morbid hands and wretched arms rise forth from their very depths, clinging and scraping along its hull. Endless moans of sorrow and disease writhe from the deep and into the somber skies that blanket the air we breathe. It is a giant, this creeping thing which glides along the deep. Strong and mighty is its stature, crafted with a grace no man could master. It demands a pride and admiration in strength and manner. Yet still, for these hands it grieves. Like a mournful whimper, the wooden planks creak as the vessel rolls on with its sails hung low. In fondest reverence, the gentle stroke of its oars dip kindly amidst the woe. Throughout its voyage, a spark of light strikes through the dark before these eyes that cannot see. A single stroke and a flame ignite a lamp his heart did seek. There is a man who stands at its bow and waits for his vision to conform. Upon this time his sight regains. He cowers in fear to such alarming terrain. Only seconds before is the ship guided beyond a towering boulder and further into the deep. His mouth is agape at its fearsome stature and sighs in relief at the thought of what could be. One after another they emerge from the shadows, and like sleeping giants they lie in wait. Then, beyond the light, he sees innumerable ships all the same. By an ill-fated end, they remain desolate in the waters, both tattered and broken. So it seems that a single light guides its path through these blackened seas and jagged rocks so steep. Amid the scene he hears the moans, the eternal cry and lamentation that echoes all around. Up above and down below, the call for life in a sea of death reign, all but sovereign in such regret. Desperately he calls to them, but they do not hear. He searches to every corner of the ship, but finds he stands alone. The only thoughts he can seem to muster are those of bewilderment and fear. The ship is steered and the oars are rowed, but not a man on board is to be known. He watches each blade of wood pierce the surface and rise up again, tenderly pushing through these decrepit hands. Countless hands he sees. Again he cries out to them, but they do not hear. His heart grows frantic as he takes hold of a single rope that lays near.
Take hold!
He calls and casts it out to sea, but these hands do not take heed. He pulls it in and throws it out once more, yet still they continue to ignore. Even further thus he throws, and yet still once more they ignore.
Though yet my heart relents for these weary souls that you see, I'm afraid that line is meant only to rescue thee.
The tender voice of an aged man speaks out to him from behind. His heart is startled as he pulls back to the edge and clings tightly to the line.
Who are you?
He asks, trying desperately to catch his breath.
I am your quartermaster,
is his reply, tugging gently at his coat. Though aged with time, this man shows of a certain youth one could proudly boast. He is tall in stance and holds confidence in his speech, taking yet another step to be close.
Take heed, young traveller, lest you fall.
Why do they not hear me?
The traveller inquires.
I cry out to them, but none can hear my call. Are they not drowning? Why can I not see their faces?
The old man joins him at his side and claims the rope from his hand, slightly weakening his stance.
Because who they were or could ever be will forever be forgotten.
He then turns to the lantern fixed on the bow and lifts it up to the sky. Over the port, the light illuminates a barricade of cliffs that span toward the horizon. He shifts it to and fro, revealing the landscape that surrounds them. Within these walls of stone are carved castles and remnants of countless kingdoms lost.
These are what remain of those who paid a great cost. Observe their crumbling towers and walls worn by the winds. These are what they built, some for power and some for their sins. For many, these are those whose hands you see.
A distant rumble echoes afar as fragile monuments collapse into the sea. Shadows cast through its doors and pillars, leaving but a remnant of what life once was there. A life that fades with time upon these deeply anguished seas, Then to the stern, the quartermaster walks, shedding light on where he guides the lamp.
Come, traveller. Tell me what you see.
I see the glow of lantern lights. Some are distant, and some are nigh. There are ships whose lights are lit as we speak, and others who are not yet.
He watches with apprehension as the unlit make their way for snares.
Quartermaster, why can they not see? How will they know that their doom lies in wait for them there? Light your fire!
He yells with all his might. But with each passing moment, a ship draws near its certain death and comes to sight. And again his heart grows frantic.
Do something!
He shouts to the old man, who merely lowers his somber face. He whispers a prayer within himself, one of mercy, wisdom, and grace. With his closing word, the vessel meets its cruel demise. And like shattered glass, the pieces sink and bequeath its weary state. Its pilgrim drifts into the deep with nothing left to tend. And rise these hands, which greet the mass in ever a bitter end. And all that escapes this traveller's lips are the mournful cries of grief and pain. He falls to his knees and buries his face beneath his trembling hands. Then, with a tender touch, the quartermaster lifts him to his feet. He guides his gaze toward the deep and into the shadows where these hands, both young and old, never cease to weep.
His lamp had but yet to light.
But sir,
the young man replies,
could he not see with what light we have or others round about? What due is this, that he should die?
A single course lays straight and true for every vessel that drifts along the deep. The darkness shrouds what hope we have to sail these dreadful seas. Without the light this lantern holds, all is lost, with no right to plea. Tell me, traveller, by what reason did you light this fire upon which you have your sight?
With perplexity upon his gaze, the young man to him responds.
I was lost and could not see. I wondered to what fate I soon belonged. Without a hope I could not know. I sought a truth to reprieve my soul.
And so it is with each one that sails upon these waters. What grievance can be said for those who did not seek a source, their fate be altered? A single ship for a single soul, with a course they alone behold. Whether by lamp or in the shadow, they choose by way to pay their toll.
He turns his face toward the bow, and to which he makes his way.
Over yonder can you see? Where the night turns into day? What else is there that holds your eye to see?
The traveller stands aghast by this baffling scene at which he stares. Once before was nothing seen, nor could he ever hope to dare.
There is a pass by which they go, and that only the light may show. Boats few in number I can see. They sail toward the land, and away from these troubled seas.
The quartermaster lifts a gentle smile and returns the light to its former place. His hands are joined behind his back with a comfort revealed upon his face.
This is the land to which you sail, by way this light doth give. Relent your soul, young friend, as you steer toward the pass. For till the end, this lantern shines when once your feet touch its tender grass. Look, not about to what is past or the sorrows of them who weep, but toward the land that few may go. A claim to those whose light doth show, and a life that many will never know.
And what a journey this life certainly is. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed your visit with me here at the curious Scriptorium. If you've enjoyed this tale, please remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And of course, stay curious, my friend.